Welcome back to the DNC. We are live here in Chicago at the United Center. I'm Derek Kennedy, and we are continuing to bring you some of the best guests that we can get. And this one is one that all of the culture knows, actually all of the world now knows, because he's made such a great name for himself. We are joined by Ben Crump, civil rights attorney. Thank you for joining us here for this conversation on Politics in Color.
Ms. Kennedy, it's an honor to be with you all, and thank you all for giving a voice to those who have none.
That's our mission here, and so that's what you've been doing, though. That's what you do. You advocate for people like us, people that look like us, and really those who just go through the injustices. What is your role here as you're in Chicago for the DNC?
Well, my wife and I are here as special guests of Vice President Kamala Harris. We have a very close friendship, and we are here to continue to push for issues that are germane to our children's future. I love the Congressional Black Caucus motto: no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just a permanent cause, and that being the future of our children. These little black and brown children who oftentimes have been the targets for the school-to-prison pipeline, the prison industrial complex, environmental racism, police brutality. There are so many things that we have to fight for, and that's why it's so reinvigorating to have a freedom fighter like Vice President Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, on the cusp of becoming the first woman, the first black woman to be president of the United States. I mean, I get chill bumps when I think about being able to tell my daughter Brooklyn that, see, baby, you really can be anything you want to be, long as you believe it.
What is your plan to work with her administration, though? Because of the issues that you just rattled off, there's the gun crime, there's the police, there's the immunity that's on the table. All of those issues affect our communities of color. How will you work with her administration, or what would you expect from her administration to help you out?
Well, you know, people keep asking me that question. I got my job title, and I'm okay with it. They call me Black America's Attorney General, and I'm going to keep that one. But I'm going to work in the back rooms with the Vice President and her administration to do whatever we can do to make sure we do give everybody equal opportunity at the American dream. We don't want anything special. We don't want any favors or anything. What we want is just a level playing field. If you give us a level playing field, there's no stopping us. The reason why you have Project 2025 and you see so many efforts to give them an unfair advantage is they know if it's a level playing field, then our children are going to do fine. Look what we've done when it hasn't been an equal level playing field. If we got an equal playing field, if all the rules are spelled out and they don't move the goalposts, we're going to score a touchdown every time.
Well, isn't the goalpost being moved if immunity is given to people in power like the president, like the Supreme Court is trying to do now? Doesn't that impact the work you're doing if police officers can just do whatever they want?
Yeah, and that's the crucial thing. That's why we got to vote like our children's lives really matter. This Project 2025, they have told us. There used to be dog whistles. It used to be subtle overtures. No. They have boldly said what they're going to do if he gets back in power. And so if we don't go up and fight to make sure that he's not put back in office and that Kamala Harris is the president, then shame on us, because they have told us that they're going to give complete immunity to police. So the officer who shot Sonia Massey in her face after she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and he said, "No effing you want, I'll shoot you in your face," and then you see him on that video take 2 or 3 steps over to get what I believe is a better shot to aim her at her face, and Project 2025 would say he gets immunity. It would say the officers who killed George Floyd gets immunity. The officers who killed Breonna Taylor, they get immunity. The officers who beat Tyree Nichols to death less than a block from his home, they get immunity. And so the choices could not be clear. I mean, it's as simple as night and day. What vision for America do you subscribe to? One where Kamala Harris, who believes in the rule of law, or one of Donald Trump, who shows you what he thinks about the rule of law when you look at the videos from January 6th?
How has the world changed or America changed since George Floyd?
Well, you know, we continue to make incremental progress. But we always have to remember it's a journey to justice. It's a journey to justice. And on that journey, sometimes you're going to take a step forward, sometimes you take a step back. But you always got to keep your eyes on the prize. It's never going to happen overnight. This is a continue. Just this night with Vice President Kamala Harris, you think about the path that it took. It goes back to Sojourner Truth saying, "Ain't I a woman?" It goes to Ida B. Wells. It goes to Fannie Lou Hamer saying, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired." It goes to Shirley Chisholm. It goes to, Thurgood Marshall, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Jesse Jackson, Barack Obama. I mean, it's all a path to get us to this moment. And that's what we have to remember. It's not going to happen overnight, but we just have to keep our eyes on the prize.
Well, and I'll get you out on this. I know you have to go. You're quite busy. Are the American young black brothers our brothers going to get out and vote? How are you helping push the message to our brothers to get them out to vote? Because that's that voting block that the Republicans are saying that they have.
I think the media is trying to overplay that. In every poll you see, black men are far outvoting any other ethnic group, black men and black women. Black women at about 90%, black men at 75%. I think we're going to get them more. I think they're going to come up. But we got to remember that the most loyal, faithful voting bloc for the Democrats are black people. And so, hold on. What you need to do is make sure you get some of those others too. Don't try to look just at black men. What about Hispanic men? What about Asian men? What about everybody else? They always like to try to come up with an excuse to blame us. But I don't even worry about that because history is going to record that Kamala Harris is going to do this. And black men, black women, all of us going to be right there with her.
Dr. Ben Crump, thank you so much for joining us and having this conversation here on Politics in Color.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
Anytime.
Good.
We
Bless
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More live here from the DNC.